Why is Alaska so empty? It's by far the largest state in the United States. Yet, despite covering more ground than Texas, California, and Montana combined, Alaska is home to less than 1% of the country's population. To put it simply, Alaska is huge and almost no one lives there. Why? Let's start with geography. Alaska's terrain is stunning, but often extreme. Much of the state is covered in rugged mountains, frozen tundra, and vast boreal forests. The climate ranges from icy Arctic cold in the north to long, harsh winters in the interior, with only a few areas experiencing somewhat milder coastal weather. And while it's beautiful, it's not exactly inviting for large-scale settlement. Now consider this: there are almost no roads. Alaska has over 660,000 square miles of land, but only about 12,000 miles of public roads. That's less than West Virginia, a state 50 times smaller. Most towns and villages in Alaska aren't connected by highways at all. Instead, people rely on small planes, boats, snowmobiles, or even dog sleds to get around. This kind of isolation isn't just inconvenient, it limits everything from job opportunities to basic services like schools and hospitals. Many remote communities face higher costs of living due to expensive transportation and limited infrastructure. Groceries, fuel, and even building materials must often be flown or shipped in. And then there's the matter of population history. Before Alaska was part of the United States, it was home to indigenous peoples who adapted to the land for thousands of years. Even today, Native Alaskans make up a significant portion of the population in rural areas. But large-scale European American settlement didn't begin until the late 1800s, after the U.S. bought the territory from Russia in 1867. The gold rush brought a surge of people in the 1890s. Later, World War II and the Cold War turned Alaska into a strategically important region. But most of this growth centered around a few key places, especially Anchorage, Fairbanks, and Juneau. The rest of the state remained largely untouched. Even today, about 40% of Alaska's population lives in the Anchorage metropolitan area. The rest is scattered thinly across a landmass twice the size of Texas. Another major factor is the economy. Alaska's economy is heavily dependent on oil, fishing, and tourism. These industries create pockets of seasonal or specialized work, but they don't necessarily support large, year-round populations. And outside of these sectors, job diversity can be limited, especially in smaller towns. The cost of living can also be a serious barrier. While Alaska has no state income tax and even offers residents an annual payment from oil revenues, called the Permanent Fund Dividend, that money often doesn't go far enough to offset high prices and logistical challenges. And when it comes to cities, Alaska simply never developed a dense network of mid-sized urban centers like the lower 48. Instead of dozens of interconnected cities and towns, it has a handful of population hubs surrounded by wilderness. But for many who live there, that's exactly the appeal. Alaska's emptiness is part of its identity: wide open landscapes, majestic silence, and untamed nature. It's a place where solitude isn't a drawback, but a feature. Still, if you're wondering why the largest U.S. state has so few people, the answer lies in a combination of brutal geography, limited infrastructure, economic hurdles, and a history of sparse settlement. Alaska is wild, beautiful, and empty, and that's not likely to change anytime soon. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and comment what you think about Alaska.